I'm Peter Panagore, reading 5 brief and true-life near-death experience stories for NDE accounts, C-section, and beautiful orbs. I had an out-of-body experience when I was having a C-section for the birth of my second baby. I was 23 years old. I remember being strapped down to the operating table in order to position me to receive the epidermal injections into my spine to numb my body from the neck down. I remember my doctor yelling at everyone in the operating room, "She is flatlining. Move, people. Do this, do that. We're losing her." I remember it was very painful as I felt my spirit or soul pop out of my body through that swirl we have on the top of our heads. I remember that it hurt very much until my spirit popped out. I could see and hear everything that was being said and done to me. My spirit or soul was hovering above the lights in the operating room. Suddenly, everything became extremely quiet, and I turned around and saw these beautiful orbs or lights of many colors that I started walking toward them. I felt such peace come upon me. I continued walking toward these beautiful colored orbs. Then I heard a voice say, "Turn around. Go back. It is not your time." In that instant, my spirit or soul came hurtling back into my body. It was very painful when I came back into my body. I saw the heart monitor beeping again, and the waves were no longer straight. I heard my doctor say, "We got her back." When I went to see him for my post-op visit, I told him everything that I saw and heard, and he said, "Honey, you had an out-of-body experience." I was too young back then and didn't give it much thought. I appreciate you sharing your experience as it brought back mine so that I can learn and appreciate from it. Our God lives. Hit by a truck and the 2 helpers. I've been pronounced dead twice. First time, I was hit by a truck while riding my motorcycle. While I was down, 2 men appeared. One was moving in the background. The other was talking to me. This man told me to stay down, relax. Help was on the way, and I was going to be okay. I came to in the ER, surrounded by doctors, nurses, EMTs. I asked them about these 2 men. I wanted to know who they were, as I owed them my life. Doctors, EMTs, police, all told me that there were no men there, and that while I was speaking to them, those men, I was actually DOA and being resuscitated. Later, someone suggested that they were angels sent to protect me. Perhaps. The second time I experienced the tunnel lights, my mother was sitting there waiting for me, and we sat and talked. My mother told me that I couldn't stay. I had things yet undone and had to go back. But she would be there, waiting when it was time to come back. I collapse and hear a voice. I believe every word this man is saying. About 20 years ago, I had the same type of thing happen to me. got up at 6 a.m. My 2 kids was getting ready for school. Next thing I know is I'm up by the ceiling looking down on myself and my oldest son looking over me, crying, "Mom, Mom," and "Wake up." I couldn't speak, but was trying to tell him I will be okay. I then went through this long, golden tunnel, so bright and pretty. At the end, a voice said to me, "No, you need to go back to your kids. Your kids need you. You must go back." And I did. Sat up, and my son looked so glad. He said, "Mom, you wouldn't answer me." I couldn't. It didn't hurt or anything, just very peaceful. The entities and love. I too have had an NDE, and the gift to me was that I lost all fear. My life had been racked with fear, and it was gone. No fear of dying or living. I don't have a belief anymore. I have a knowing. The entities I met on the other side told me that I could not stay and that I had to go work back on Earth. I pleaded with them to let me stay, but the next thing I knew was I was being resuscitated. The love that I felt was so beyond words. I don't have the words. And words are too limited to define the love. Cancer, out of body, and the lost dog tags. I had been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer at the age of 40 and was on morphine, maximum dosage. Fluid building up in both of my lungs. I was literally drowning in my own body fluids. I was given just a few weeks to live. One night, while lying next to my wife, I suddenly felt as if the morphine had finally kicked in, and I wanted to tell her that I was feeling incredibly good. But I could not hear my own voice. That was weird, I thought. Just then I noticed, as through a haze, that I was looking down at my wife, who was pounding on my chest. I was even more puzzled by this and thought that it had to be a dream. The same scene was going on and on below me. My wife pounding on my chest. Finally, I asked, "Am I dead?" And a familiar voice answered me, saying that I was, but that I would be sent back to do a certain job, and that my condition would be completely cured. Where my thoughts emanated from was approximately where our bedroom ceiling was. I noticed my military dog tags that had disappeared years earlier were lying on the window pelmet. I could not remember when I put them there. Next, it felt as if I was entering my body via my navel. After explaining what had just happened to my wife, I got up, walked over to the window, to where I had noticed the tags. There they were. A few days later, I went to have my chest x-rayed. There was no trace of disease. My chest has remained clear for about 28 years now. The work I do involves improving life for many other folks, the details of which I don't care to discuss. I only wanted to share what I call a miracle. God bless all who seek the Lord. Amen. This has been Peter Panagore, MDiv, international best-selling author, reading for NDE accounts. Check out my first NDE by clicking the video at the end screen. Join me on Sundays for live streams deconstructing religion through the mystical experience of NDE. Plus, weekdays live, join us for our streams for the practice of contemplative meditation and Kriya Yoga in a community of mystics. Thanks for listening. Subscribe here for more NDE accounts. Peace.